Hey everybody, welcome back to Fundamentalball. My name is Adel. I will be your digital coach. Today we'll be breaking down Duncan Robinson's game and answering the fundamental question of, is he worth $90 million to play basketball for the Miami Heat? Duncan Robinson, for last season, he averaged 13.1 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. He shot 82.7% from the free throw line, 40.8% from the three-point line. Now, that doesn't tell the whole story of the impact of Duncan Robinson and what he means to the Miami Heat. Let's get right into the clip. Let's not mess around. This guy has beautiful form. He absolutely adheres to the fundamentals of shooting, which is beef, balance, elbow in, eye on your target, follow through high. He's just got one of the prettiest jumpers in the business. Now, let's take a look here at the Miami Heat offense. This is a secondary break situation where the Miami Heat have the rebound, pushed it up court. Jimmy Butler is going to drift to the corner. We have Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, and PJ Tucker. So let's roll this clip and then we're going to break it down. So as you can see, Duncan Robinson's threat of the three-point shot is going to cause a lot of problems for the Houston Rockets defense in this scenario. If you take a look, we have three players elevated above the foul line. This spacing here of having a three-point shooter, PJ Tucker, in the corner is going to cause the defender to hug up and not protect the basket. Jimmy Butler really isn't a three-point shooter, so I'm not really sure why Christian Wood is so close to him. He should have drifted closer to the paint because the ball is way more than one pass away. So this is bad defense on Christian Wood's part. But we're going to focus on Duncan. Kyle Lowry is going to do a small-to-small pick and roll. That means guard to guard. He's going to set a screen. Jalen Green, a rookie, is going to be worried about the screen. And Duncan coming off for a three. And then Duncan's just going to give him a little stutter and go backdoor because of the threat. So what Duncan brings to the offense is spacing and easy baskets because of his ability to shoot the three. Now in this next clip, again, it's going to just show the value and the growth in Duncan Robinson's game that secured him that contract. He keeps adding to his game every year. If you take a look, the defender is a good 7 feet beyond the three-point line, because Duncan Robinson has unlimited range. Again, this defender is way too close to Jimmy Butler. He's not a three-point shooter. He needs to be cheating this way. Christian Wood is right where he needs to be. So this is decent defense, I would say, by the Houston Rockets here in terms of their help defense. But Duncan Robinson gives this guy a little hesitation and beats him off the dribble right down this open lane, because everybody, again, is so worried about his three-point shot. Let's roll the clip. Now, also, Duncan Robinson is 6'8", so you can't teach length. And that 6'8" frame, even though he's not an explosive jumper or athlete, allows him to finish at the basket. In this clip, we're going to see the movement off the ball by Duncan Robinson and the art of relocation and reading the play. On the weak side, I'm going to roll it and we'll break it down. So as you can see, Tyler Hero is in a PNR pick and roll up at the top with Dwayne Dedman right here. The help defender, Bogdanovich, is right in the paint. This is too much space to give Duncan Robinson. So if you look at this, this is a good 10 feet of space between Bogdanovich and Duncan Robinson. Duncan's going to do an excellent job of relocating as the defender's head is turned. You can see his vision is that way. He's going to do an excellent job of relocating to give Tyler Hero a better angle for this pass. And that's what causes him to be wide open. Now let's put this jump shot through the beef test, shall we? Is he on balance? He sure is. Is his eye on the target? It absolutely is. Is his elbow in? Let's take a look on this follow through. Absolutely. His elbow is in. And he's follow through high and he snapped his wrist. You're going to have an excellent opportunity to make and convert three-pointers at a high percentage with that kind of form and adhering to the fundamentals of shooting a jump shot, which is beef. The next key to Duncan's success is his movement off the ball to relocate to get good three-point shots. It's going to be a dribble handoff with Kelly Olynyk, and as I roll this, you're going to see the defender, Jordan Poole, he's going to have a very good contest, hand right in the face. But Duncan's 6'8", length and fundamentals allow him to get the shot off with relative ease and make the basket. This is a great angle for anyone that wants to be an NBA player, wants to improve their game and shoot jump shots. The hand's right in the face right here by Jordan Poole. But as you can see, the high follow-through of Duncan Robinson out of our screen, he has no shot at blocking or interfering with this shot. As long as you keep your eyes on the rim and not on that hand, you're going to be shooting the ball with a lot greater success. His balance is perfect. He's just an excellent shooter. As you can take a look at these lines, he's straight up and down. He's not drifting left or right. It's really hard to do off of a dead sprint as well. We'll see more of this in the next clip. Now this next clip of Duncan Robinson's movement without the ball is a Eric Spoelstra special. It's a motion offensive set where you have your forward, which is your 4, your 5, Kelly Olynyk. You have your 1, which is Dragic, your 2, which is Hero, and your 3, which is Duncan Robinson on this play. It's called a guard cross motion. And what's going to happen is you're going to see basically little rub routes like you do in football. So nobody's really setting a pick. It's kind of just, I'm going to move here and let the defenders fight through the traffic. I'm going to run here, and hopefully one of these two options is open on the wing. And there's really an art to it. You really got to read the traffic and see which way you want to go. You'll see Duncan give a little fake and then fly up, full sprint, come to balance, and then shoot the ball. As you can see, because of the indecision by number 8, there's a good 10 feet of space between Duncan Robinson and the nearest defender, and you have a good screen being set on his own man right here by that guy. The result is Duncan Robinson splashing down another three-pointer. Lastly, in the conversation of is Duncan Robinson worth $90 million? If you only play offense and can't play defense, can you be worth that amount of money? The answer is no. And the thing about the Miami Heat, you have to be able to play defense competitively. You don't have to be an excellent defender. You need to be a competitive defender and a smart, high IQ team defender. And that describes Duncan Robinson to a T. So in these last two clips, we're going to show Duncan Robinson's competitive defense as well as his basketball IQ and his team defensive abilities. So let's roll this clip and then we'll break it down as we go. So this is a simple little screen here, little flare screen coming across the top of the key. As you can see, Duncan Robinson is in trail, meaning he's attached to his hip. He's not looking to switch with Kelly Olynyk. He's going to go over the top of the screen this way. Let's roll that. All right, now as Duncan gets over top of this screen, as you can see, he hurries up and gets on the weak side of the defender, cutting off the baseline. He is pushing the defender back this way. He does not want this guy's eyes, which are going this way, to go in that direction. He wants to force him back towards the rest of his defensive help. As you can see, all of his defenders are on the other side of the court. That's great team defense to try to push him back the other way. The defender noticed the position Duncan took, so he repositioned himself to go back to the middle and is going to try to fake that way and come back. Duncan has to slide his feet and keep his chest in between the ball handler and the basket. And as you can see, he does an excellent job of keeping his chest in between the ball handler and the basket. He uses that 6'8" height and wingspan to give an obstruction to the hoop. Excellent defensive possession by Duncan Robinson right there. Now in this set, it's a little weave action at the top where the guy with the ball is going to flip it. The guy with the ball is going to flip it to this guy as he comes around. And they're just trying to get the defenders confused because this stresses your ability to communicate. When there's a switch needed, if you're going to fight over the top, it stresses that. Now, anytime you get into a situation here where this guy with the ball is picking off your player, Duncan sees this. Duncan drops back so that he can fight this way to go under the screen. That's called opening up for the guy that's getting screened. Now, as you can see, Josh Richardson at the time didn't realize that this was happening. Duncan needs to communicate louder. You need to yell, "Hey, I see it. I'm letting you through. Go through. Go through." You gotta communicate that. So Duncan does a great job there. Now, what happens here, this goes back to being competitive, not excellent. His foot speed isn't good enough to stick with this guy off the dribble. So he's a little bit in trail right here, but he uses his 6'8" length, sticks with it, and influences the shot. In this clip, we're going to see Duncan Robinson play excellent team defense where he fakes and then retreats. Fake and retreat is something you typically see during a fast break scenario where you fake like you're going to go pick up the ball handler and then get back on your other man. And he does this to perfection. If you have an inexperienced player, he's going to turn it over because he feels like there's going to be an opening because he feels like he's going to be double teamed. Duncan Robinson with the fake and then the retreat picks off the pass. We're going the other way. So in this last clip, we're going to take a look at just what a position defender means. And the definition of that is Duncan Robinson being a great position team defender. You're going to watch him basically work the triangle. And that means that he's going to be helping anything that comes on this side of the triangle. I'm going to roll it, and we'll break it down. All right. Duncan Robinson is 2 passes away from the ball, meaning there's 1 guy, 2 guys. That means this ball has to travel far in the air. Duncan Robinson's 6'8". He has a wingspan to recover. So he drops back into the paint off of the non-3-point shooter so that he can help on dribble drives. All right, so as you can see, he kind of faked it, taking away the roll man there, just to give the guy with the ball a little bit of hesitation and pause about throwing that pocket pass. He then follows the guy once he dives down the lane so he can try to disrupt this pass from Tyler Johnson. He then bounces back out after Tyler Johnson commits to going to the corner. He then bounces back out to help take away this pass. He sees his defender here and then bounces back to take away the top of the key. That's just an excellent job of working that triangle And then he goes back and digs for a rebound. And he gets it. So that's it for Duncan Robinson. We know he's a prolific three-point shooter, over 40% for his career from three. He's an excellent team defender, high IQ defender, position defender, very competitive on the defensive end. He also has added a little bit of dribble drive to his game, not too much, just enough to keep the defense honest. And that's why he's worth $90 million, because he creates so much space in the middle for Bam Adebayo to operate, for Kyle Lowry to get into the paint, for for Jimmy Butler to operate, because we all know Jimmy Butler operates best from high pick and rolls, mid post, low post. That's his game. Get into the lane. Duncan Robinson allows you to do that with that spacing. So it's going to be a fun year, fun to watch. Thanks for listening. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Subscribe for more. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike. Leave a comment down below what you think. I'm excited for this Heat season, and let's go and keep this thing rolling. I appreciate everybody in the community. Follow me on Twitter, Fundamentalball, 1L and the number 2. SteelersAdel, also on Twitter. Or if you want to get some cool hats, some cool merch, fundamentalball.com. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your day.